There has been so many new theories and just general thought videos being made on the upcoming lineup of Ninjago sets, and while I have definitely made my fair share of videos relating to these sets, today we are going to be stepping things up a notch as we discuss what could easily make for one of the craziest and possibly one of the worst Ninjago scenarios of all time. So I present to you the January core wave of Ninjago sets. Now these were basically meant to entice new people into basically getting into the show and getting into Ninjago as a whole, and so because of that they didn't really connect to anything really. They were just completely their own standalone thing. All they really had connected to them was of course those Virtue shorts, but these things were not connected to any kind of season or Ninjago installment, so yeah, they were just their own standalone thing, and that was basically that. Now the reason I'm bringing that up is because my proposal is that somehow, just obviously take this with a big grain of salt because this is more just a crazy scenario than an actual theory, but somehow these new sets coming up in June or August, depending on where you live, aren't actually connected to a brand new season. Now, yeah, there we go. That is the bombshell I wanted to drop in today's video. Now, maybe, just maybe, this could actually explain why villains are returning left, right, and centre, and we don't really have a solid reasoning as to why this is. Well, maybe it's a case of this being some kind of legacy slash core thing where they're bringing back all of these old villains. You know, there doesn't have to be any logic there really that ties into the show. They could just be bringing these villains for the sake of having them in the sets. I mean, they're cool villains to fight against, and so maybe that's how core is going to be, you know, improving and changing moving forward, and that's basically how they're getting more people into Ninjago as a theme, by bringing in all of these really awesome returning villains as, you know, just cool minifigures in the sets. They do not really have any connection or tie into the show itself or the season releasing this summer, but they're just literally their own thing, possibly, you know, kind of lining up with the whole core Evo thing that we saw a glimpse of with the January wave. Now, what would fans think of this? Now, straight up, I'm going to say that fans would be so angry about this. I mean, can you imagine, with all of the hype that these set names are getting already, and keep in mind, we only have the set names and some very brief descriptions, fans are going fairly wild, I think that's safe to say. Now, I haven't really seen this many theories come out of just a few set descriptions like this ever before, really. Now, of course, fans speculate and theorize on stuff like this, but I feel like recently, over the past few weeks, it's kind of been taken up a notch slightly, and that's only from the set descriptions. So can you imagine if it turns out that these sets weren't even anything to do with the season itself? I mean, that would be literally insane, and I think this would be, you know, definitely up there with one of the worst things that the Ninjago community has literally ever faced, and I'm not exaggerating there at all. Now, is this even likely? Honestly, probably not, if we're being honest, but I guess there is just that 0.0001% chance that maybe this somehow could happen, and we've all just been absolutely tricked by LEGO, and it's just some insane plot twist that has happened, and we all fell for it, and this is actually just a new core wave, and it doesn't have anything to do with the show, and that's it. Now, you know, there's that absolutely microscopic chance that I guess that could happen, but for the most part, is it realistic? Honestly, probably not. However, is it a really funny and just overall hilarious scenario to discuss? Yeah, definitely. I think that is very safe to say. And also, the reason I say it's really unlikely is because there would have to be a new wave to actually coincide with the next season. We do know we are getting a season, that's basically been confirmed at this point, so for that season to basically have no sets tying in with it like this, you know, would it really make any sense? Not really at all, and they would definitely have to incorporate a new wave somewhere down the road, basically coincide with the new season that is going to be releasing later this year. So for that fact alone, I think it's safe to say, for the most part, that these sets will definitely be tying into the actual season. But this was just such a funny video to make, I think, and I just really had fun coming up with this scenario in my head and just imagining what the community would actually think of it. So with this being said, what do you guys think about this scenario, that the upcoming Ninjago set wave isn't actually going to be tied into anything, really, in terms of the story of Ninjago, but they're just bringing back villains for the sake of it, really, just to make the new sets interesting and to give these sets, you know, a cool villain to just put in there, really. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video, and be sure to drop your thoughts down below on all of this in the comments. As usual, if you did enjoy today's video, please do feel free to drop a like on it. If you are new to the channel and are interested in seeing a lot of content similar to this, then please also consider subscribing to the channel with that notification bell turned on. And with all of this being said though, guys, I will see you all in my next video, coming out very, very soon. Goodbye.